What's up, guys? I'm back, Anthony from AB Fitness Center. Today I'm going to be explaining to you how to lose 40 pounds the right way. So if you're interested in losing 40 pounds, you found the right video and page for all this. So 40 pounds, not easy test to do. Let's get right into it. So the example we're going to use, and again, you could swap this example out for any person, doesn't matter. Age, doesn't matter. Same principles are going to apply that I'm going to go over. But in our hypothetical example, we have Sally. Sally is 180 pounds and she is 50 years old. So she wants to lose 40 pounds and get to 140 pounds. That's where she wants to get to. So let's start it off the right way and discuss what we're actually trying to lose. So when we're trying to lose body fat, I'm talking about the fat in the mirror. So the fat in the mirror is basically what you see that you don't like. Things that hangs over your jeans, the ugly stuff. And when we're trying to lose weight in 40 pounds, we're trying to lose this. This is 1 pound of body fat, and this is 1 pound of muscle. So the muscle helps to keep your body toned, tight, and keep your metabolism healthy. Makes you look better naked. Body fat doesn't. So when we lose 40 pounds, the goal is to lose 40 pounds of fat, not 40 pounds of muscle. Because what happens is if you lose both, you're going to end up skinny fat and you're going to look the same way you do now, just a smaller version of it. And that's not cool. It's not what we want. So I want you to lose 40 pounds the right way and lose pure fat, because this, when you lose this, you become healthier, you live longer, and your life is just so much better. Now, what is body fat? Body fat is a storage device for your body. So every time we overeat calories, consume too many calories, our body takes those extra calories, stores it inside the fat, and obviously you see that on your body. So in order to lose 40 pounds, we have to look at how many calories need to be used up by our body in order to do that. So let's do some quick math here. So if we're trying to lose 40 pounds, all right, inside 1 pound of fat contains 3,500 stored calories. That's right. And 1 pound of fat, 3,500 stored calories. That's a lot of calories. So let's do some quick math. So if we're trying to lose 40 pounds, 40 times 3,500, which is in one of those pounds, we have 140,000 calories that your body needs to use and get rid of in order to actually lose that 40 pounds. That's a lot. And that's not going to happen overnight. Very similar to if you are going to get rid of the holiday decorations. You have all your holiday decorations stored in bins, and the bins are in the back basement room, right? Now, you want to clear out the back basement room. It's going to take you a long time to move all that stuff out of those boxes and get rid of what you don't need. Same thing with your body. So that's the best analogy I can give you to look at how long this is going to take. So let's look at the timeline. So we have two timelines that I like to go by. We have the perfect timeline, and that is the client that comes and does everything 100%, doesn't miss a beat, doesn't have any hiccups along the way, just doesn't miss a beat, on track like a train, boom, 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 hitting it all every day. So that person is set to lose about 1 pound a week. Yep, told you it's not fast because we got to get rid of 140 calories. So that pounds a week would give them 40 weeks. That's right. Could be a little bit faster depending on someone's metabolism, but just a general rule, 1 pound of body fat a week. So 40 weeks to do that, okay? It's not fast, but it's gonna come off the right way and it's gonna stay off, which is exactly what we want. Now, we have what we call oopsies. You know, you got stressed out, you had a little bit of ice cream, you forgot to make lunch, or you got lunch out, you weren't sure the calories, you overate, you got totally stressed, cookies, cake, insert, whatever here. Now, oopsies happen. That's part of life, right? Oopsies happen. So when oopsies happen, we have to try to figure out how long it's going to take, and we have to factor those oopsies in. So for an oopsies, we're going to say that they're going to lose about ½ pound a week, okay? And that's, if someone's doing oopsies and making oopsies, I say they're about 80% compliant to their meal plan or nutrition plan or whatever, 80%, right? Give or take. So ½ pound a week would take them 80 weeks. Not easy. And this is why this is so complicated, because people start and stop things all the time because it gets too complicated. But you're lucky because you're in the right place. And I'm going to teach you how we can do this the long-term way that's going to work for you and keep it off this time. Whereas with the other things you've tried, it might have not have worked out the same way. So how do we do this? How are we losing this 40 pounds? Well, we're going to lose this 40 pounds by creating what's called a calorie deficit. So when we create a calorie deficit, we tell our body, hey, you need to start tapping into this right now because I want to get rid of this. So we need to create this calorie deficit to let go of some of these stored calories. Or using my example from before, the Christmas decorations or the holiday decorations. You want to get rid of the holiday decorations. You got to pull the bins out. You got to open them up. There has to be a demand for it. Same thing with your body. So we got to create a calorie deficit to do that. 70% of your results are going to come from what you eat. So let that sink in for a second. 70%. So that means that if you do everything else correct, but the nutritional part is not on point, you're not signaling to your body that you need to get rid of those 140,000 calories, well, then you're not going to be in the calorie deficit to lose it, and you're just not going to do that. And you're more on the oopsies trail, and it'll take you 80 weeks to do that. Okay? Again, I know it doesn't sound sexy. 80 weeks, it's a long time. But if you stay on track, follow the advice I'm going to give you, it will get you there as fast as possible and the right way. So now, 70% is going to come from your diet. The second thing is we have to retain muscle mass for those reasons that I said earlier. Muscles help your metabolism stay healthy. Muscles help you move better. Muscles help to make you look better naked. So this is why we have to retain this. So by retaining muscle, we're going to do that with weight training. And that's going to be 30% of the equation. So as you can see, you could do all the weight training you want, but if the meal plan is not in check and you're not creating that calorie deficit to signal to your body what it needs to do, you are not going to get to where you need to go. So it's just that simple. So let's get to work. So we need to create a calorie deficit in order to do that. So we need to signal to that body, hey, get rid of those stored calories. And the way we do that is by minimizing that every day. And we do that with, we're going to figure out how many calories you need to actually do that. So we're going to do some quick math. So Sally weighs 180. Okay. We're going to times that by 9. Again, just a general rule. Every person's different. I don't know who's listening to this on the other end. Just a general rule. By taking your body weight and timesing it by 9, 180 times 9, it's going to give us 1,620 calories in order to do that. Okay? So we're going to lose that pound a week for 40 weeks to get there. And that's just your starting point. Again, I don't know who's listening to this. You can pick up my blueprint book. The link's in the description. And that will help you to figure out exactly how many calories you need to do that. Or again, if you're working with us in person, we can help you customize this and find those numbers. So 1,620 calories per day in order to do that, right? So now the bonus part, okay, we're going to throw some bonus in there. In order to help retain muscle mass and burn off more calories faster, we need to have what's called a high protein diet. We need to have more protein into our system. Studies show that higher protein diets have been shown time and time again to help you to burn more fat in the long run. So we need to make sure we're getting enough protein in. So what we're going to do is we're going to times the protein. So 180, again, general rule, don't know who's listening to this. We take our body weight and we're going to multiply it by 1. And this is going to give us 180 grams of protein per day. So out of those 1,620 calories, we got to be having 180 calories, 180 grams of protein from those calories. This is going to help us to give our body the building blocks it needs to build and maintain muscle mass, which again is going to be able to help keep your metabolism healthier and going to make you look better naked. All right, so 180 grams of protein. Now, what type of diet structure should we be following in order to change the way your body looks? Should we do low carb? Should we do high carb? I know what you're probably thinking. Well, for me, it has to be low carb. It has to be low carb. And you could kind of follow that. But the best structure that works best, as long as you're staying within these realm of these two numbers, is going to be a flexible approach. And let me explain. Okay? Flexible dieting is what we preach here at AB Fitness Center. It's what I live by and what has allowed me to diet for almost 15 years at this point. Flexible dieting is the best because it eliminates the oopsies. Now, let's say for argument's sake, it's your birthday. Birthday comes around and you want a piece of cake for your birthday. Well, if you're following a low-carb diet, the cake's not on the low-carb menu, unfortunately. It's not. So how do we do that? Well, you're going to say, oh, it's my birthday. Oopsies. And it's going to push that timeline further down. And the chances of that timeline being further down, it's not going to happen. So by having a flexible approach, now we know it's taking us 1,620 calories to lose that pound of fat. So with that 1,620 calories, if I want a 300 calorie slice of cake, I can fit that in. I just have to make sure that I fit it in. And that's it. And it keeps me on that perfect track and gets me to my goal in half the time. So this is why flexible dieting works so well and is able to work the best for you. All right, guys, so now we're going to add fuel to the fire. How do we add fuel to the fire? We add fuel to the fire by weight training. Again, we spoke about it here. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing 3 times a week full body routines. All right, so what types of movements are we going to be doing? Barbell squats. Okay, we're going to be doing trap bar deadlifts or deadlifts. We're going to be doing barbell bench, inverted rows, overhead press. These movements utilize the most amount of muscle in the shortest amount of time. So for example, when you do something like a deadlift or a squat off a barbell with a barbell, you're going to be working over 280 different muscles in your body. And that's going to give you a bigger calorie burning effect doing that. And you're going to be stimulating a lot more muscle that way. So we're going to be doing that 3 times a week, full body routines. Again, it's going to add fuel to the fire. It's going to stoke that 30%. That's the best way to do it. Doing too much cardio is not going to be the right answer. So not needed, but I want to talk about this bonus. And this bonus is going to be cardio, because I know you're asking that question right now. How much cardio should I be doing? Should I be doing cardio? Should I go to the gym and run on the treadmill and all these other things? Well, it's not needed. 70% is going to come from the diet that we created. The remaining 30% is going to come from the bonus routine right here that we put together. So that leaves 100%. But some bonuses that we can add into this is going to be a step goal. The reason why I like a step goal is because by utilizing steps every day, it's going to be an easier way for you to keep track of this. So if you do want to run outside or go for a walk, it's a much better way to track all these metrics. So we're going to start out with anywhere between 10 to 12,000 steps per day as a general rule. Again, every person's different, but as a general rule, that's where we're going to be starting from. Again, it just allows us to track everything in a lot more better detail. All right. Now, the most important part of this whole equation is making sure that we actually track these metrics. When we track the metrics, we're able to measure and figure out why this works, why this is not going to work, and if something breaks along the way, we can fix it. So you need to track all these metrics. So how do we track the diet component of this? Well, we track the diet component of this with my blueprint book. You can click that link below. I prefer to use something like my blueprint book. Paper and pen is the best way. It's how I learned years ago, and it's much more easier to learn how to do this. There are apps that you can use, but those apps, they're very confusing. There's a lot of different options you can choose, but when you have a simple way to do it with paper and pen and one option for chicken, it's going to be the best for you. So we're going to start with that. That's how we track the diet. And again, if we're really having 1,600 calories a day, we'll be able to see and track those metrics. Second one is training. How do we track the training? How do we track what we're doing in the gym? Well, you track that with a workout journal. It could be something as simple as a little notebook, or you could pick up my workout journal in the description, but you're going to use a workout journal. Again, this will allow us to track our workouts. Now, a workout journal is going to allow and show you, like, okay, I went to the gym today, I did barbell squats, I did 100 pounds for 5 reps. Now, next time you come to the gym, you need to be able to beat that number in some way. So you need to say, okay, I did 100 pounds last time, today I'm going to do 100 for 6. And that ensures that you're building and maintaining muscle mass. Now, how do we track weight and fat? How do we know if we're moving in the right direction? So I recommend going to Amazon and picking up a scale that links up to your phone. Every morning, go to the bathroom, number one. Number two, step on that scale, let the body fat do its thing. Don't even look at the number because it doesn't matter. Every Sunday, track and look at those things, those metrics. Is your weight line trending down? Then you're moving in the right direction. If it's trending up, you're doing something wrong and you're able to go back and look at it. So that's the first thing, the way we do it there with a scale. Now, a bonus way to track things and track those steps is going to be using an Apple Watch, which is my preferred method. An Apple Watch is really, really good for showing and going through how to actually track those steps and making sure that those steps are tracked correctly. We're going to an Apple Watch. And again, guys, remember, Apple Watch. Remember, you have to make sure if you want to lose 40 pounds, you have to track and make these measurements and figure out what's going on. Again, you can click the link in the description below to go through it all and pick up the blueprint book. But until next time, apply this info, lose that weight, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.